Hey, hey, Blue Table fans! Whoosh! Worldwide shockwave of happiness. Going across the oceans. It's at Europe, Russia. Oh, the shockwave, the two shockwaves have now crossed each other. Now they're returning, and they're back. All right, first off, I don't have my glasses on. Isn't that weird? So, do I look like weaselly-eyed, little shark eyes? You don't want to see this coming up at you when you're diving. All right. What's going on in Shawn land? Well, first off, I've been in this glorious domicile for about 6 months now. I had a 9-month lease, which is short, and but this place has sold. Not to me. I have a land person, and this is about 4 days ago that I found this out, and I could stay, but I think that I'm going to move on to the next and better thing, and that's what's on my mind right now. Is what is the next shot? And I've been out looking at places. I went out and found a Valhalla level retreat in Park City, and I was super excited, but that deal doesn't look like it's going to go through, and that may be the leap. I've talked for a long time about this, a place that would be worthwhile to come out, like a spa level, a vacation level resort, but themed for miniatures, battles, and role-playing. And guys, I have the equipment and I have the know-how. I just need to get my clientele for that going. But then on the other hand, in life right now, I really believe in things unfolding naturally. And so I'm at the point where I don't want to force it, and I'm okay with where I am too. I believe that, first off, I have no urge that other people should think like I do. I look at my life, I'm like, people probably shouldn't take my advice. And so that said, I believe in holographic universe, that there's a substrate, and we're not living in the real world, we're living in the holographic or projected world. And that there's something underneath this, the intrinsic universe, that's actually projecting this one on top of it. And I read a book called The Holographic Universe, and that really affected me and how I look at things. I'm like, maybe this is all an illusion somehow. And then, of course, the next big natural question that is begged is, well, how do I interface with this reality, and also how do I get things the way that I want them? Is there a way where I can tap into something that's more powerful? And there are times when I'm just like, yeah, I'm in a flow state. Surely there is something there. There is a great force underlying all. And then other times I'm just like, screw you, force underlying all. What's going on? So anyway, yeah, several years ago I kind of felt a little lost, and I didn't know what was going to happen next. And my Uncle Myron, who's quite an artist and an esoteric, he's really wonderful, he sent me a deck of I Ching cards that were, this is like ancient Chinese wisdom. And every card had like his art on it. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to pull one of these, and I'm going to see if I can get some kind of lesson with it. And I did, because the card I pulled was Earth, Water, Earth, or a mountain, valley that has water in it, like a lake, I guess was the symbol. And the meaning, at least what I got out of it, is that water is humble. Water never tries to go above its own bounds. And I have to tell you, that's kind of opposite of how I had run my life up until then, because I'm a very gregarious, goal-oriented, I have big dreams, big plans, and you guys saw a lot of that for many years. But of course, after taking a supreme faceplant, I got up and I thought, well, maybe there's a different way to do things. And I had, for many years, become interested in the idea of Wu Wei, effortless effort, that somehow you can channel or get into the groove of something that's more than yourself. Because most people, I think they view things as strictly effort. You got to work hard for what you get. Well, is that really true? Because for me, at least for me, I found that every time I went against the rules, not in a grr rebellious way, but anytime I just sort of went off on my own flight of fancy and did whatever I pleased, things worked out really well for me. And when I didn't, when I made an effort or sort of went along with the plan of like how everybody else does it, that didn't work out so great. And anyway, back to the mountain lake, is that water also is inexorable. It just fills up whatever the measure is of where it should be naturally, and then it spills over into the next thing. But in water's course, it can't be stopped. It carves out canyons, it bores its way through the stone. Which is stronger, the wave or the stone? Well, the wave ultimately wins. And so that's what I've been doing for these many years. I've been running my company in a very humble way, and I don't get distracted by running off and doing other things. And I am cautious about getting involved in other types of activities because it's a distraction. And at Blue Table Painting, well, I do one thing really good. I make people's dream armies come true. And I've always really loved doing that, and it feels very natural. It doesn't feel like I should be doing something else. There have been times where I'm just like, oh man, this will be the 50,000th spreadsheet that I've filled out. But now I'm used to it, and I really like seeing all these armies come through and doing my role-playing thing every week. You don't need 50 people to be happy. You need like 5 people to be happy. It's not a lot. And so anyway, back to the current situation. I'm moving out soon. For those of you who are clients, don't worry about a thing or setting up a new project, because I keep careful track of things. Step 1, I make sure everything has the labels. And usually that's pretty much done already. I seal everything up, and then I do an inventory before and after to make sure everything's present and accounted for. And it's always worked, and especially because it'll just really be me and my son. And back to humility, like, am I bragging about my humility? The Blue Table Painting is a very streamlined organization. And I've done a lot of work on my business model, and it works really well. So moves are always easy. But I have to say, I'm sort of opening up here, that it would be great to have more of a permanent situation. And I'd say one scenario that's possible is to really go almost anywhere. I'm looking for a home, something permanent, and somewhere I can build the idea and the physical representation of Valhalla. And I just know, there's like so many properties out there that are empty. I have, as a hobby, gone to look at properties for many years. I haven't for a while, but I know for a fact there's places out there that are just, they're just mind-blowing, and they're just sitting there with nothing happening to them. I would like to be happening to them. And not to have out tons of people, but to be able to have out interesting people. And have it be a place where someone can come and get their bearings and sort of get a better perspective on life. And on the surface of it, it'll just be looking like we're playing war games and playing role-playing games. Ultimate Dungeons & Dragons, all terrain, all models, the best equipment, the best surroundings. Same thing for wargaming. And I have some ideas with that too. So I'm at a bit of a crossroads, and I don't know which door is going to open up for me right now. Will it be another great arrangement like this, and you've seen the different places of different rooms here in the background. It's nice. And when I run my game here, that's fantastic. It's like a little miniature ray or speck of what I view that these games really could be something amazing, a whole experience. That would be really cool. Okay, so there's that. And Valhalla's coming up this week. It starts on Sunday, September 27th rather. 22nd would be tomorrow. And it runs 5 days, 4 nights, 5 days, something like that. I'm going up there as a guest star in this case. Excuse me. I gotta wet my whistle. I'm running Ultimate Dungeons and Dragons up there, so I'm really excited about that. I have all the terrain, I have all the miniatures. I'm ready to go. And let's see here. Yeah, I've been looking at Park City is the thing. And so, okay, so that's what I'd like. Anybody watching this video, watching it to this point, here's the test. Send me an email and tell me, forget about travel or travel restrictions or the cost of travel or any sort of monetary or time limitation. If you had the time and the money, would you like to come out to an Ultimate Dungeons & Dragons? Spend a week in somewhere really nice, a Valhalla level resort, and play Dungeons & Dragons or play miniatures battles? And yeah, just interest level. Is it worth it to just send me an email about it? bluetablepainting@gmail.com. And if you'd like, in the body of the email, say to keep me posted. And then I'll add you to an email list of what I'm doing with this. And of course, I ran Valhalla for those many years, and I know what I'm doing, and I know what I want it to be. It's not an unproven concept. And not only that, but I have the infrastructure needed. I literally just need the building. Okay, on another note, yeah, I would be ready to get in a moving van and go somewhere for this. So, all right. What else is going on in Shawn's life? My son, Jonah, he is painting. I hate to say it, but he paints better than I do. He's really getting good. He's been painting infinity figures, and yeah, he paints better than me. And that didn't come without practice. He built and painted at least, gonna say, 4 armies. And then, of course, all the training and all the people he's been around. His whole life, he's just been absorbing this. And he's just, oh my God, he's so good. And, oh, I had a tooth out. First extraction, lifetime. Next year, maybe gonna go in and implant that top right molar in the back. And that poor guy, he was more filling than tooth by the end. And in fact, when they're trying to get it out, the top part just broke right off. It was brutal. But it was giving me a lot of grief, and it just wasn't working. But I was kind of sad, because I was like, hey, here's this part of me that's has been working for me for 40 years, and now that little guy is gone. So I'm in sort of that recovery phase right now. But man, I got to tell you, it feels good. It's a total relief. Ah, oh, thank goodness, because it was bothering me now and again. What else? I've got, hold on, how am I doing on time? Yeah, I want to keep this below 15 minutes, so I'm in the home stretch. Well, guys, that's about it. I hope you're enjoying. Don't worry, I've got lots of miniatures coming. Battle reports? Oh boy, it kills a whole day to do a battle report, and or at least like 4 or 6 hours. So I just haven't been in the mood, and that's kind of my life now. Is like I work by inspiration, And when I'm inspired, I'm plowing it, and that's most of the time. And if I'm not, I take a rest. And right now, it doesn't feel like doing battle reports. Oh, and I'm super into Infinity. Have I played a game yet? I haven't. I haven't played the Miniatures Battles game ever. I'm going to learn it. In4 is out within a week. That's 4th edition of Infinity. And it looks like a great game. And they try and make it accessible to beginners, and I think they're successful, but this game is not for beginners, guys. It is complex. But it looks super rewarding. And then, of course, I'm doing the role-playing game. That's my first interest and the first thing I'm going to do. And I will definitely keep you posted on that one. I've got an adventure all prepped, and I got my group. My role-playing group now is like, it's so awesome. So good. They show up. They're excited about it. And if anything, it's like, I might have too many people. Now, and for a while, I was just trying to get anything going. It's like, what's wrong with my setup? Nothing. And my group is great. I've been doing Kingmaker for Pathfinder 1.0, but it will be with some fanfare and sadness that I'm going to let go of Pathfinder 1.0. I've thought of selling all my books. It's a lot of books, guys. Hundreds of books. And I've thought of, hundreds. Let me think here. Yeah, many hundreds. And I've thought of selling them all if I'm not going to use them again. But frankly, I just might. But I am going to D&D 5th edition for quite a while after this, starting at Valhalla itself. Okay, guys, in the comments below, please leave topics for me to talk about. Email me if you are interested. If you had the time and the money, if you would have an interest in coming out to an Ultimate D&D or one of my other ideas to be determined. I have them. I'm not saying them right now. Okay, thanks for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow.